just know if you ever get weird rashes, you're not alone. It happens, maybe not to everyone, but it happens to me, so you're not alone. Hello and welcome. Today I am trying a full face of first impressions, and needless to say, I think it turned out really awesome and I'm super psyched about it. I am trying out so many goodies that I'm so excited about. We've got the Charlotte Tilbury Fire Rose collection, a foundation from Mercier that I've been excited to try, as well as the Fenty Glow Holiday Trio that is just like super hot right now, and for good reason. So if you want to see me trying all this new makeup, well then you just sit tight. But before we begin, if you like first impressions videos and you like giveaways, be sure to click that subscribe button and check out the description box below. I do first impressions videos on my channel pretty frequently, and every single month without fail, I have a giveaway for my subscribers where I give away a $250 gift card, generally to Sephora. Maybe one day I'll switch it up and go to Nordstrom or Ulta, but for now, we're gonna stick with Sephora. So make sure that you partake in that. All right, let's go back in time and do my makeup. So because I am trying a new foundation today, I wanted to use primers that I know and love just to give the foundation the best shot. So I used a little bit of the Tatcha Liquid Silk Canvas on my T-zone, and then I went in with the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Hydrating Primer on the rest of my face. The foundation I'm trying today is the Mercier Flawless Lumiere Radiance Perfecting Foundation. I am in the shade 2N1 Cashew. This is supposed to be a medium buildable coverage and a radiant finish. I do want to mention that off the bat, it's a little bit thicker than I would expect. You can see I'm holding this upright and it's not really running at all. So this is a little bit thicker than foundations I normally gravitate towards. So we're going to see. And the other thing is that I have noticed as I've had this just sitting in like my Sephora haul box that I've been having to shake it up because it separates a good deal in the bottle. So just a couple notes. I'm going to start off very light to begin with because I don't want to go in too heavy and end up with a crazy amount of coverage. And I am going to use a brush. I don't know why my natural instinct the first time I try a foundation is always to try it with a brush first. And then if I'm not like a huge fan of that application, I'll go in and try it with a sponge later or the next time. But I kind of gravitate towards trying a brush the first time. So first things first, shade match is good, and let's blend this out and see what we're working with. So first impression, I really like the amount of coverage. This definitely feels like medium coverage wherein I can see my skin. There's definitely foundation level coverage, but I can see my freckles. My skin looks like skin. I really like that. The finish is interesting. It is definitely a softer, radiant finish than what I generally gravitate towards. I kind of, like for me, I'm not sure how I'm even going to feel about putting powder on this, to be honest, because I feel like this is the finished finish that I like to have. Like it's a little bit radiant, but it's very soft. Like it's very, very skin radiant like. So I do like that about it. I just think that I'll probably have to adjust a little bit how I do the rest of my makeup, like my powder, because for me, this is how I like my skin to look once I've powdered and everything. So we're already starting off a little less radiant than I generally like to start off, but it's a pretty nice foundation. It looks really nice. It feels very comfortable, and it genuinely looks like skin. This is one of the most like skin-like finishes I've ever had from a foundation, like on my first try. So I'm pretty impressed. So for concealer, I'm going to try the Pat McGrath Labs Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection Concealer. I got the shade L2. So many people that I really love watching and just adore talk so highly about this concealer. So I'm extremely excited to try it out. I like the consistency so far. It feels very creamy. It's nice and loose. I do not like any concealers that are too thick. I don't know, like if it's too thick, I I automatically don't like it. The consistency of this already, I'm feeling it. I am going to blend it out with a brush. I know that Pat McGrath sells a concealer brush actually for this, and I almost bought it, but honestly, if you've seen my Sephora haul, it's probably better that I didn't, because honestly, I'm bordering on needing an intervention. It's going to take me a long time to try all the makeup that I bought, so I think it's better that I have one less thing to be trying out. I mean, honestly, like, this blended out in a way where it's like, it just kind of like melted seamlessly into my skin. Now I really want to try the foundation, because this is beautiful. I mean, it's just like, you can't even tell where it is. That's nuts. Honestly, like, it just melted into my skin and into the foundation, and it's gone. I mean, it's covering my under eye is brighter, but it's like it just melted away, like, in the best way possible. Wow, that is really nice. I'm actually a little bit speechless about this concealer. Like, that is the most natural looking concealer I think I've ever tried in my life. To set my under eye concealer, I'm going to use the Pat McGrath Labs Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection Blurring Under Eye Powder. I got the shade Light, which looks kind of like it's just white. I am going to use a brush for this. Oh, it kicks up a good bit with a brush, but we'll still see. All right, that's set quite nicely. With under eye powders, it's very hard for me to tell until, it's been like a few hours and I've seen how it's worn, but it looks like it's set very nicely. I don't see any like grayish cast to it, which I was like a little bit nervous about, because anytime I use a powder that's kind of white like this, I tend to see like a little bit of gray. I don't see that happening here, so that is a positive sign. Again, it'll take me a couple times at least trying this to see if I really like it or not, but the concealer is amazing for sure. All right, I'm not using anything new for my brows. I'm just gonna use my Dior brow styler. I use this all the time, so I'm gonna quickly do that off camera, and then we're gonna jump into eyes, which I'm so excited about. I am so excited for eyes. I picked up recently the Fire Rose collection from Charlotte Tilbury, and I want to point something out real quick. I got it gift wrapped because it was a gift to myself, okay? And they have like this option where you can pick like the gift recipient's zodiac sign, and they give you like a special gift box for that. So look, mine's Cancer, and I got this beautiful like Cancer gift box. It says, "You're caring, protective, and loving. For you, lipstick is happiness in a tube." That's so true. That's actually really true. I do love lipstick. They probably know that just because I'm ordering from Charlotte Tilbury, but still, I thought that was really cool that they have those like zodiac gift sleeves that go over the gift box. So I really like that. I love nice packaging. If you're paying a good penny for something, you should get nice packaging. So this collection had a luxury quad as well as 2 Eyes to Mesmerize shades. Now I meant to get both of the Eyes to Mesmerize shades, but apparently I only picked up Sunset Rose. I just ordered 2 of them instead of ordering one Sunset Rose and one of the Copper Sunset, I think it was. I'll probably go back and get it. But for today, those are the 2 items that I have. I'm kind of toying back and forth. I don't know if I want to put the cream shadow on first, if I just want to like go into this palette only, because you'll see this is like the most light reflective shimmery shades I've ever seen in the powder formulas from Charlotte Tilbury. And I think it's because this one shade right down here is called a Super Pop. And oh my gosh, it is like a foil shadow. It looks so beautiful. So I think I'm actually going to skip the cream shadow today, but I did swatch it so that you can see it. As always, I'm just going to start out by putting a little bit of translucent powder all over my lid so that everything blends really nicely. I generally do this step anytime I'm using powder shadows. So when I'm trying new stuff, I like to do the same things I normally do. Otherwise, I feel like I'm not giving a fair chance to anything. Not that anyone's thinking I'm not going to love this Charlotte Tilbury quad, because let's be honest, I'm probably going to love this Charlotte Tilbury quad. All right, so I'm going to take the prime shade in this quad, and I'm gonna go from lash line. Oh my God, this is so shimmery. Again, I don't think I've ever seen, wow, this is actually crazy. I have never seen such like instantly shimmery shadows in Charlotte Tilbury quads. Usually you kind of have to build them up a little bit. This is just going on, honestly, this is going on like a cream shadow. It's nuts. So I'm not going to take this all the way up. I'm just going to take this like into my crease. From lash line up into the crease. Wow, I'm pleasantly surprised because you guys know how much I love Charlotte Tilbury. This is very like straight off creamy. Now, I've only ever purchased quads. I've not purchased like the bigger size palettes. So maybe she has shades like that in those. But this is like, I mean, that looks like a cream shadow, to be honest. It's so light reflective. I love a light reflective shadow, so I'm here for this. And it's this light reflective when I'm applying it with a super fluffy brush. This is a Sigma E40. I mean, so this is like super fluffy. So it's not like I'm, you know, packing this on. It's just going on that creamy and that light reflective. Wow, I'm a fan. We all knew I would be. Nobody was thinking that, oh, this is going to be the one time Ashley doesn't like a Charlotte Tilbury quad. Never. All right, now I'm going to take the enhanced shade right here. And I think I'm going to go, what am I going to do with that? I'm having a hard time. I think I'm going to go into my outer crease. My outer crease, yeah. We'll see how far I blend it over. I never know until it happens. These are just beautiful. I'm not gonna lie. Like, this is beautiful. This is like, honestly, this feels like working with like cream shadows. They are so creamy. I ended up going the whole crease. That's what I ended up doing. Wow. So I will say initially, I think I went a little too heavy-handed on this side with the enhanced shade, just because I am used to Charlotte Tilbury eyeshadows being a lot more, what's the word I'm looking for? Buildable. I'm used to them like being a lot more like you have to build them up. It's something that I initially didn't like about them, but I really like now. This is not that way. I mean, this is like straight pigment payoff immediately. But they're just so creamy. I really feel like the shimmers, the two top shimmers, are definitely like working with their cream shadows. I mean, those are freaking nice. Those are just so nice. I'm obsessed. All right, so I'm taking a Charlotte Tilbury eye smudger brush along with this shade. This is the smoke shade. And I'm gonna get like the outer lash line, and I'm gonna pull it down onto the lower lash line as well. All right, to finish up, I'm going to take a short shader brush and I'm going to get this shade, like the just star of the palette. This right here, this is the Super Pop shade. This is the one that literally looks like a foil. Like, it's insane. And I'm going to put that on the lid. I think I'm going to keep it to like the inner corner here, or the inner one half. Holy crap. That is no joke. Wow. You guys, this is like, honestly, to me, this is like a holiday palette. I'm just gonna take that blending brush I was using just to like make sure I don't have like a harsh line between the outer edge and where I put the Super Pop. So first impression, I just wanna say like this to me is like a holiday party in a quad. Like, this is like a go-to holiday quad. Honestly, everything I think of when I want to do like a sparkly holiday makeup, but it's in a quad. So, I mean, it's easy to achieve. It's 4 shadows. They basically, you know, all of these kind of follow the same pattern and formula of how to achieve the look. And I love that because it's just like the perfect edit for a holiday makeup look. So I'm actually really excited to wear this for the holidays. This is something that I could see myself wearing for like Thanksgiving and then like any holiday Zoom parties, since, you know, we don't get to have regular holiday parties. Thanks a lot. I really love this, and I feel like they knocked it out of the park on the formula. I mean, this is gorgeous. It's gorgeous. I'm gonna line my waterline with a champagne eyeliner. This is not new, but this is my favorite champagne eyeliner. It's from Marc Jacobs. It's the shade In the Buff. So I'm just gonna line my waterline with that, throw on a little bit of lower lash mascara, and then we're gonna move along to the next item. Now, I might have should have saved my concealer until after this, but I did want to take this opportunity since I have like a little bit of like kind of mess here where I don't like it. What I'll usually do is just take like a small like domed brush. This is actually like a contour brush, but I like the shape of it and it's dense enough to do this. I'll pick up a little bit of translucent powder and then I can just kind of clean it up using that. Normally, if I, was doing this, if I realized how blown out I was going to do this, I would have done my concealer after to clean it up with my concealer, but this also works. So next I'm going to go in with cream blush, and I'm going to be using the Fenty Glow blush from the Fenty Glow Trio that I picked up in my part 1 of my Sephora haul. This is just like a nice like nude rose shade. I saw Kate the Great use it. That's why I got it, because it looked so beautiful on her. And I feel like it's going to go really well with this eye look, because with this eye look being so like shiny and rose and copper kind of going on, I feel like a nude rose kind of like cheek and lip. I feel like I'm going to really like that. So that's what I'm going to do for the rest of the face. I have a couple of these Cheeks Out blushes. If we recall, I have like the purplish one called Drama Class, and I also have Petal Poppin'. And what I found is I do like to apply these with a sponge, so that's what we're gonna do. Wow, yep, already liking this idea. This is, oh my god, so beautiful. Should I have done my bronzer first? Probably, but I kind of forgot, so there we go. I am gonna just drape this a little bit though. Oh, so yeah, it'll work out not doing the bronzer first. I'm going to drape this a little bit. If you've never heard me talk about draping, it's where you basically, it was really big in the 80s. And I don't know, I guess I think I belong in the 80s. So it's where you just take your blush and you kind of pull it down a little bit to your cheekbone, almost like you're using it almost as a contour, but not really. You're just pulling it down a little bit, draping it a little bit further than you normally would. I have a heart-shaped face and I have pretty, you can tell like my cheekbones are already defined and I haven't put any contour or anything on them. They're just naturally, they sit up high. So this technique really works well for me. If your cheekbones don't sit up pretty high, it might not be as flattering, but I really like it. And if you have, higher cheekbones or heart-shaped face, you might really like it too. So give it a try. I initially tried it out because Meghan Markle does it. And I thought that, she's really beautiful and I like her makeup. So I decided I would try it and I like it. This shade, honestly, I really love this. This is such a nice, nude kind of look. Oh my God. This nude rose color is so beautiful. I think this is just amazing. I really appreciate this color. I think partially because this is not a color I would normally be just super drawn to, but it's so beautiful. I'm just really digging it. A little bit on my nose. Oh, I haven't lightened up my center of my face yet. Let's go ahead and try that. I'm going to lighten up the center of my face with a little bit of concealer. I just like to give myself that little bit of depth. So I almost always do this. I feel kind of weird if I don't. So we're definitely going to do it today. I am also curious to see if this concealer blends out as nicely on the rest of the face as it did under my eyes. I'm interested to find that out. It does. It looks really nice. I'm going to set that with a new powder I'm trying. It is the Sheer Finish Pressed Powder from Bobbi Brown in the shade Pale Yellow. Like almost everything else in here, this is something I picked up in my most recent Sephora haul, part 1 to be specific. And I'm excited to try it. It looks like it's a good shade for me. I was a little like nervous to begin with because it is called pale yellow, but it looks pretty good. So I'm gonna use that to kind of set my face very lightly since I've done my blush now. I think that's the last, yes, that's the last cream product I'm going to be using. I'm somewhat slightly nervous just because I love the finish of my makeup right now, so I don't want to mess with it. So I think that for my cheeks, I'm probably not going to powder there. I'm just going to kind of go around, get up like to where I'm going to put some bronzer, but I'm not going to powder the actual like cheeks themselves, the high points. I honestly like the finish of them right now, and I don't even feel like I need a highlighter. I'm probably gonna put one on, but I feel like I could get away without one because I love the finish of this right now. And again, that's just a testament to that Laura Mercier foundation. This finish is, it's a really beautiful natural finish. I'm honestly kind of like, do people talk about this? Is this something that I missed and people have been talking about it and I just wasn't paying attention? Because I really like this foundation and I am very picky about foundation. So yeah, and even the powder, pretty nice. Don't have an issue with the powder. That's a good sign. Also picky about powder. All right, moving on to bronzer. I am trying the Bobbi Brown bronzer in Golden Light. Let's see how this works. Oh, I'm taking it on a little bit of a smaller brush than I normally do, just because I kind of want to just keep it like kind of very much on like the very outer edges of my face. I don't want to like warm this look up super a lot. I think just because already I have that nude rose going on the cheeks. So I feel like if I bronze too far into the center of my face, I'm going to end up losing some dimension. So I want to keep this like a little bit further on the outskirts of my face than I might normally do my bronzer. So I am using a little bit smaller of a brush than I normally do. This is from Hourglass. I really like Hourglass brushes. I wish they were not as expensive as they are, or I would probably buy more of them, but they're just kind of expensive. My neck is having a moment, you guys. I keep getting this irritation. I got it back in March and April and talked about it. It's like a stress thing where I'm kind of like, I get this like patch here of just like anxiety, I think. So what happens is my self-tan like doesn't stick there and it looks so weird. So I'm just gonna try to like go in with a little bit of bronzer to kind of help that along. I've been trying to wear turtlenecks, but I only own so many turtlenecks because I don't like turtlenecks. So it's like a whole thing. Just know if you ever get weird rashes, you're not alone. It happens, maybe not to everyone, but it happens to me, so you're not alone. I'm gonna take that really big fluffy Sigma eyeshadow brush and just kind of try to like bronze up the sides of my nose a little bit to give some more dimension back into my nose. I like this shade of bronzer. It is definitely very golden, so it's definitely more of like, for me, this is like kind of like that shade that's a little bit between like sunburnt and what maybe a tan should look like for somebody my skin tone. So I actually really like the shade and it blended really nicely. So I am impressed about that. I have been wanting to try more Bobbi Brown products for a while now, and I ordered a ton of them, and then I saw somebody post like a really negative thing about Bobbi Brown, and I was like, crap, I hope I didn't just throw away a bunch of money on this. But so far so good. So far so good. So the Diamond Balm from this Fenty Glow Trio, I'm gonna like look at it. I think I can get away with using it. I think I can get away with that as a highlight shade. Do you guys see, like, this is not washed out. This is because I'm only tanning this part of me right now since it's winter. And so this is my natural shade, you guys, of paleness. Like if I don't self-tan, that's how pale I am, just FYI. So yes, I think I can get away with this shade. So I am going to try this Diamond Balm because why not? I'm gonna go in very lightly. It is very shimmery. I'm not like a super duper shimmer highlight person. I'm more of like a glow highlight person, but I'm just gonna like put a little bit of it on and get a little bit like on my nose. Whoop, whoop. I mean, it's definitely Diamond Balm. They're not kidding. But it's not glitter balm, so I can work with this. I would probably be more apt to use this like on my eyes. Is that how Kate used it? I can't remember. I can't remember how she used it. But anyway, I'm more apt to use something like that probably like on my eyes as maybe like a topper, or like on a natural makeup, like a very light makeup day is just like on the lid to like give some sparkle. But it is not so shimmery that it looks like I have chunks of glitter or anything going on. So that is positive. All right. Oh, I'm so excited about this part. So we're going to be trying the Tom Ford lipstick in Spanish Pink. I am so absolutely excited about this. I have been wanting this for forever, and I just never picked it up. And today we're going to make it happen. I'm not going to go in with a lip liner because I just want to kind of see what it looks like without one. I don't want to throw the shade off at all. So we're just going to go straight in with it and see what happens. You guys, I really like that. I feel like I'm gonna love this a lot more in spring. When we get to springtime, spring and summer, this is like beautiful for that, but still very pretty. I do want to warm it up a little bit. I feel like it's a little bit too like, I don't know, like peachy for this look. So I'm gonna put on the Fenty Glow Gloss Bomb, which is the third part of the Fenty Glow trio that I got. So I think this will warm it up a little bit because this definitely looks like it's kind of like a warmer, like rose. See that right there? Yeah. I love the way that the Fenty Gloss Bombs smell. They just smell so good. And I love the texture of them. They're like they have a good weight to them where it doesn't feel like they're gonna run, but it's also not so thick that I feel like my lips are like glued together when I speak. Well, aren't I having a moment, Alexis? All right, this was an extremely successful face of first impressions. I am obsessed above all with this foundation and this Fenty Glow blush. Like, honestly, this looks so just like, this looks like natural, healthy skin. Like, it just looks like I have super healthy skin, and I so happen to want to like throw some eye makeup on and some lip gloss because I just feel fancy like that. Like, honestly, I'm obsessed. I am obsessed. I don't think there's anything I tried today that I didn't like, which is awesome. Honestly, but above all, these two products, the Fenty Glow blush and the Laura Mercier foundation, the Flawless Lumiere Radiance Perfecting Foundation, dang. And shout out to Laura Mercier, because this looks like I am way more professional at eyeshadow than I actually am. I'm just really happy, you guys. I absolutely love this makeup. I'm really excited. Who am I? This is so pretty. I'm so excited. Honestly, all makeup should make people feel this good. This is like the new bar has been set on first impressions. Like, anything that doesn't reach this level of just giddiness and joy for me is gonna be a fail. I'm so happy. I'm so freaking happy. I don't know what else to say. Thank you so much for joining me for this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you'd like to see more videos of first impressions, if you like trying new makeup, if you like giveaways, make sure that you're subscribed to my channel because I buy a lot of makeup, I share it, and I have monthly giveaways here, so don't miss it. Thank you so much for spending a little bit of time with me today. I hope to see you in my next video. Until then, you take care of yourself. Bye.